questions for you. So the first one is tell them the story of expedition this time.
In Sundong, yeah.
Okay.
This one. This one.
Yeah. Okay, we were invited to do a diving exploration in the largest cave in the world, Sondong, and we were told that there was a possible connection via a flooded tunnel to the Resurgence Cave to around 600 metres distance, and it was expected to be a shallow dive. So we brought a lot of equipment from the UK to allow us to make a dive of this distance and expected depth. We brought rebreathers, which would allow us to spend a lot of time underwater, because 600 metres, exploring 600 metres of new passage takes a long time. So the rebreathers would allow us to spend this time underwater. We initially made a depth measurement of the sump pool, and this we found was 93 metres deep, which we were not expecting. We brought just normal breathing gas with us, air, and this would give us a maximum depth of 70 metres. So we knew straight away that we were limited to 70 metres, but we were hopeful that although the sump pool was 93 metres deep, that there'd be a roof at a shallower depth, which would allow us to pass the deeper section at a shallower depth and maybe continue through to the Resurgence Cave. Over a series of 3 dives, myself, Rick Stanton and Chris Jewell explored down to a total depth of minus 77 metres, which is probably a little bit too far for the gas we were breathing, but it gave us a good indication that we were in a new tunnel which was heading even deeper than 77 metres. The passage we found to be about 15 metres wide, but the visibility was only 3 metres, so we could see very little and we were just following one wall. So the 77 metres was the maximum depth we could reach with the gas we had on this expedition, but now we know how deep the passage is potentially going to go to. We can come back on a later expedition with different gas mixture with helium in it, which will allow us to go to even greater depths and hopefully pass the deeper section of the sump and descend beyond that and hopefully find a connection with the Resurgence Cave in the future.
Em ơi, cái trải nghiệm có phải là trải nghiệm khó khăn nhất của ông từ trước đến nay không?
So this is the hardest feeling. I mean, like hardest experience that you have had. Have you ever had?
Say again.
I mean, like, is this expedition is the hardest experience that you have ever had?
So although the conditions were challenging in the Sondong sump, the visibility was poor, the depth was deep. We have experienced these sort of conditions in other caves throughout the world. In fact, much harder conditions. Typically the water temperature is a lot colder in Europe or other places that we dive. The visibility, we've experienced bad visibility before. What we weren't expecting on this trip was the extreme depth. But now we know there's potential for extreme depth. We can plan ahead for the next expedition.
Em ơi, ông có kỳ vọng là sẽ được làm sáng tỏ một cái thế giới ngầm dưới cái lòng sông ngầm này trong lần tiếp theo hay không?
Do you expect to be a part of the next expedition to finalize? I mean, like, find out what happened in the underground.
Hopefully I'll be part of the next expedition, but depends on free time. I have to work for a living as well, so depends what time of year it is and how long the expedition is expected to be for. But hopefully next year I can come back again. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question. So, can you again compare your experience in Sondong Cave to the experience in Tham Luang Cave? What is like? Is it they have the same difficulties, and this, or maybe it's like in Sondong we're facing more challenge than in Tham Luang Cave in Thailand?
So the Sondong Cave expedition was completely different to the rescue we did in Thailand. The only similarities were poor visibility. In Thailand it was very poor visibility, and we had the same in Sondong. But Sondong was a our sport, our exploration. It's what we enjoy doing. Thailand was obviously a rescue, a life or death situation, so a completely different experience.
Okay, thank you.